You have succeeded in life when all you really want is only what you really need. Vernon Howard. Number 10. Set priorities. If you're a beginner minimalist, you're probably procrastinating because you don't know where to start. Well, setting your priorities is a fantastic way to do it. This is because you'll be set in what you have to do to achieve the goals you have set for yourself. For example, if you want to save $1,000 within 6 months, but you also want to buy a TV set, decide to handle the more important goal. Saving money is an awesome way to get you from broke status to financial freedom. Saving is a priority that you can't afford to ignore. If you want to become a minimalist, you'll want to minimize your spending and set priorities that will push you towards financial independence. Number 9. Start saving. As we mentioned, when setting your priorities, saving should be on the top of the list because without savings, you'll find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, and soon enough, you'll be buried in debt. Putting money aside allows you to cater to the more pressing needs and handle unexpected expenses. Decide to save a certain amount of money every month or from every check you receive. For example, if you get an income of $3,000 and want to save 20% every month, commit to putting $600 in your savings without fail. And because money can be a terrible master, you need to be disciplined in saving, or it will become a cat and mouse game, where money is the elusive mouse that taunts you, then crawls into the tiniest hiding space. That's where automating your savings comes in handy. Automating your savings is the process of having a certain amount of money transferred from your checking to your savings account by making a standing order. Automating the transfer ensures that whatever happens to the rest of your money, your $600 is safe in a bank safe. This ensures that you have money to cushion you in case you run into financial trouble. Number 8. Declutter. Nothing feels as great as a spacious, airy, fresh, cool home. Did you know that a clean, spacious home is one way to improve your mood? When your mood is good, you can't suffer from anxiety attacks and stress, which reduces your trips to the doctor, hence saving you money. You can also earn money from decluttering your house, which you can put into your emergency fund or purchase an essential item you've been holding off on buying. For example, you can eliminate any duplicates you have in the house. If you have 2 couches, sell one. This also applies to your wardrobe. Find all gently used clothes and hold a yard or garage sale. You can give a $5 price tag to clothes, and you'd be amazed at the insane amounts of money you'd earn. Decluttering helps you have fewer items and live with what you need, which is one of the most important ways to begin minimalism. If you hoard things, your home will look disorganized, which will dampen your spirits and make you Grumpy Joe. And you'll also be holding on to things you can sell and earn money from. From Joshua Becker to you, the first step in crafting the life you want is to get rid of everything you don't. Number 7. Be intentional. Financial freedom does not come easy. You have to seriously want it and be intentional with the choices you make, which will allow you to embrace minimalism. Being intentional with your spending means buying things because you can't do without them, not because you want them. For example, you can do without certain subscriptions such as cable. Cable costs upwards of $100, and if you watch just one show a week, is there any point in paying the high subscription fee? Other subscriptions you don't need include gym memberships, newsletters, and those that add no value to your daily life. Be sure to keep your mobile plans, because if your family fails to reach you for a couple of days, they may report you a missing person. Try explaining that to your dumbstruck friends and see your missing person posters stapled all over town. Being intentional allows you to spend money on what you need and avoid things that cost you money for no valuable reason. You save money and learn minimalist survival skills. Number 6. Dress for less. Gucci, Champion, Puma, and all those famous shoe brands make you feel like a winner, right? But minimalists know that name brand is one way to flush your money down the toilet. This is because there are lesser-known brands that make quality wear for a fraction of the price. For example, visiting a local clothes store would cost you a fraction of the amount you'd pay for brand-name clothes. A jacket you would pay $600 for in big-name clothing shops may cost you $150 in a local store. The main aim is to save money on clothing without sacrificing quality. As much as you look for quality, the price also matters. And one way that can help you shop for less is doing a price comparison. This is where you compare the prices of the item you want to buy. You might find that one seller offers the item for $50 while another seller offers the same item for $45. Why pay more when you can pay less, right? Websites like Camel, BizRate, NextTag, Shopzilla, and even Google Shopping are great price comparison websites. Dress for less and you'll save money. That is the minimalist way to go. Let's ask you this. Would you rather have an $800 pair of shoes and a bank debt, or a $200 pair and zero debt? If you choose the second option, you're a natural minimalist. Number 5. Have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is money that you keep aside to handle unexpected expenses. This could be a medical emergency, roadside emergency, sudden loss of income, or another expense you need to handle with urgency. To set up and succeed with your emergency fund, you have to dedicate a specific amount towards it. For example, if you want to have a $1,500 emergency fund within 12 months, you have to save $125 every month on top of your savings. That means that if you save $600 every month, you set aside $725 with the emergency fund included. If you earn $3,000, you have to learn to budget with $2,250. Just like with your savings, automating your emergency fund will ensure that you have no chance of diverting that cash into non-essential things. You make a standing order for your money to be transferred to an account of your choosing at a certain date, and shazam, it's done. Having an emergency fund will save you big time when you need money urgently. Number 4. Shop quality, not quantity. Minimalists love buying stuff for less, but that doesn't mean they buy poor quality items. They prefer quality to quantity. They know that if you buy a cheap quality item, you'll keep going back to the shop to replace it, which beats the purpose of minimalism. That doesn't mean you should walk in tatters to be a minimalist. You can buy good quality stuff for cheap if you know where to look. For example, grocery stores are packed with products from different companies. Some are big brands while others are little known. The prices of the same item may vary depending on the brand or product quality. You might find a can of mustard selling for $40 and another at $15. You don't want to buy the cheaper one if its quality is poor. You might go back home and find that it tastes like poorly cleaned sheep entrails, which would force you to throw it away and go for the good quality one. This means you've just wasted $15. As a beginner minimalist, you'll want to know cheap isn't always the best choice if the quality is poor. You might spend more than you would have if you had bought the good quality stuff. Food for thought, right? Number 3. Know your triggers and avoid them. We all have those things that we like to avoid to save our money because if we see them, we would go to all lengths to purchase them, even if that means spending our less coin. This could be visiting your favorite cappuccino house, the chocolate factory, the shoe palace, or that rodeo bar you can't go a day without stepping into. But if you want to live a minimalist lifestyle, some of those triggers become a problem when it comes to saving money. For example, if you have to take mocha blended coffee every morning, you consciously go to the coffee shop to spend $5 on your drink, right? In 7 days, you spent $35 on coffee, which is money you can put into use somewhere else. As a beginner minimalist, those guilty pleasures are some of the things that you can put a lid on to save money. If you know you cannot do without coffee, you can avoid using that route to save your $5. After some time, you will find that you no longer need that morning fix, and you can comfortably walk in the same street as your coffee shop without feeling the need to step in and order coffee. You'll have done yourself a huge favor by saving your money and avoiding caffeine, which is very addictive. Number 2. Don't waste. Have you ever run out of toothpaste in the morning and desperately needed to brush your teeth because you had an interview and didn't want your breath to smell like something died? Ugh. We would love to know what you did to correct the situation, but this is what we would do. We would take the tube and cut it. And we bet you dollars to donuts we would find toothpaste to last us 3 more days. We are yet to meet a minimalist who has never cut a toothpaste tube in 2. Prove us wrong. Minimalism requires you to use everything up and not waste a single drop because wasting the product is equal to wasting money. And we all know minimalists don't waste money. For example, sometimes when you finish peanut butter, the bottom layer is hard. And some of us throw it away thinking that there's nothing we can do about it. Well, we will tell you that you've just wasted a sizable chunk of peanut butter that you can scrape off and use to make things like hot cocoa with a nutty twist, or even breakfast cereal with oatmeal and fresh fruits. If you bought your peanut butter for $7 and use it for a whole month, you've probably wasted 50 cents. In a year, you would waste $6 worth of peanut butter. If you want to succeed as a minimalist, don't waste anything. Use everything up until you find that your jar is clean. That way, you have not wasted a dime, and you have not wasted any food or product. Before we get into number 1, make sure to check out the links in the description for our best recommendations to boost your savings. Number 1. Track your spending. Grant Cardone said, "If you don't get serious about your money, you will never have serious money." If you don't track your spending, you're not serious about money. Tracking your spending allows you to know how your money is coming in and going out. which helps you find out how you are using it and what you're using it for. Doing this will allow you to know that you have to cut back on or eliminate from your budget entirely. For example, it's a hot Saturday afternoon and you want to go hang out with your family and friends down at the local river. You rent tubes for tubing, a cooler, sunglasses, and all the necessary things to go tubing, and have lots of fun. 3 weeks later, you realize that you're short $200 and are wondering what you did with all that money. If you tracked your spending, you'd have remembered that you rented 4 tubes at $25 each, a cooler at $35, bought sunglasses worth $20, and ordered pizzas for lunch, coupled with a few drinks. Being a minimalist means working with what you have and not trying to spend more money. And that's why tracking your spending is important. It keeps you in the loop on the money you're spending so that you can cut back and save it instead. If you're a beginner minimalist, this rule will apply to all of your spending, not just the fun part of your life. You start by creating a budget, including all of your savings, and allocating the money you use every week, then start tracking and see if you go off track so you can rectify it. You will refrain from using money, which will help you achieve your financial goals. And soon enough, you will be the master minimalist giving solid advice to beginner minimalists.